You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Coming to you live from a vision about San Diego Comic-Con 2025. We've had lots of fun with people, panels, and all the events we've expected from a Comic-Con. In fact, you could say we almost saw this coming. On Intermetro IRSS, the official Rick and Morty podcast.
Brandon, did you just jinx our Comic-Con? Did you just jinx our Comic-Con experience? Is that possible?
No. I interacted with some precogs, and it's everything that we're going to be doing. They're doing there.
Obviously. Hello, everybody. My name's Travis.
Hey, everybody. I'm Brandon, and if you were watching this on YouTube, you might see or hear a dip in audio volume. But if you're listening to this on the podcast app of your choice, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or some random, you're not going to notice any difference. Original sound for music is on.
And if you're playing the at-home drinking game for Interdimensional RSS, that's right. We said original sound for musicians, so take a drink of your drink. Brandon, I was so subtle with it. I tapped my headphones. So
I know. No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't turn it off this time is because it's right behind my my phone, which is on my Zoom screen. What video viewers might have noticed is I tapped my chest here a couple times. It's because I am doing oh god, I don't know how to do that.
Video recording.
A video recording on my phone, testing out a new microphone, a new lab mic. Oh god, the Hollyland M2.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Just testing out those sounds. So because we're down in San Diego next week, we are going to be testing out. We're going to be recording some stuff. We're going to be doing some podcasts. We're going to do some content. And I wanted to make
stuff.
We upgraded our audio quality with sound. So I'm just testing this out as we were talking, Travis, so that
Yeah, if you want to keep up with that stuff, if you want to see judge for yourself how the quality is, make sure you're following us on all of our socials. So that includes X, it's in here, Rick and Morty Pod. I don't know if that's still a thing.
It is.
Facebook.com/Rick and Morty Podcast for the over 40 crowd. Instagram is Rick and Morty Podcast. Make sure you're following there. We should definitely be posting a fair amount on Instagram. You can send us emails, rickandmortypodcast@gmail.com, Blue Sky, rickandmortypod.bsky.social, and then on the web, you can find us lurking on the Rick and Morty subreddit, rickandmorty.reddit.com, our subreddit, rickandmortypodcast.reddit.com. It's pretty much just posts of our episodes, but you can find them. You can find them there. Go to our website. Have you touched the website, Brandon?
Yeah, no, I just updated it right now.
Yeah, good. rickandmortypod.com. As he mentioned, video versions of all of our podcasts available over at youtube.com/apathetic enthusiasm. Also, if you're following there, we will cross-post some short-form video from throughout. Short-form, long-form, who knows? I got a gimbal. The world is our oyster. We're going to do one of those 3-hour-long just walking throughout the expo hall podcasts and just post it raw to our YouTube.
The thing with San Diego is every year we think about upgrading all of our stuff maybe 5 days before we actually show up to it. So now,
thanks to 2-day shipping, we still might be okay.
Prime Day.
Prime Day. Big thanks to all the patrons at patreon.com/apathetic enthusiasm for continuing to support our podcasting endeavors. That's it for the short outs. Not the short outs, but the housekeeping.
Yeah.
Let's get into what is our first segment. Brandon is lubricating his instrument. It is now time for semi-pertinent news.
Whiskey and ice, put them in the glass together. Whiskey and ice is nice for semi-pertinent weather. All right, let's get
All
the
right.
news. Yeah. What do we have? What do we have this week, Travis?
Nothing.
Not a whole
There's
shitload.
no news whatsoever. Um, yeah, we're going to San Diego. By the time you hear this, I mean this episode will come out on Monday, and we will be 48 hours from hanging out with each other and going to San Diego Comic-Con. We're there the entire time from before preview night starts on Wednesday all the way until Sunday afternoon, give or take, depending on our departure times. We are going to do our best to bring you as much info from the Rick and Morty panel as possible, even though it is like
damnedest.
it is the only panel we're not confirmed for that we're trying to get on. So we're gonna rub elbows and hobnob with as many Adult Swim PR people as we can in the days leading up to that panel. What we do have is a preview of the Adult Swim Pirate Purdy that we're gonna go check out as well. So yeah, lots of fun content there. Any other like stuff that we haven't talked about in like the last 2 episodes about Comic-Con that you're looking forward to, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about it already, but we have so much stuff. I think this year, the first year was kind of exploratory, us going to Comic-Con and being like, okay, what's this about? Where's everything? Where are all the happenings going on? Second year, we were a little bit more focused on like, okay, well, we know that by Saturday that's going to be our free time, maybe, which is actually the case this go around. But now we're like, the weeks leading up to San Diego, press get a ton of like, hey, check out this panel, check out this panel. Ooh, you want to see this activation, or you want to go to this site, you want to do this thing? Like, oh, send a form in and RSVP. And so this time, I think more than before, we're like, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I think Midway Pinball still wants us to hang out with them, and I do, but it's just a matter of scheduling and when we can get in. But yeah, like preview night is on Wednesday. I think we're gonna go to a Spider-Man trading card game thing at some point in time. Obviously,
yeah, it's that little known trading card game, Magic the Gathering. I think it's new. New.
Oh, MTG. The fact that Spider-Man is in Magic the Gathering means I don't really care about seeing it, but we'll go because you put it on the schedule. But similarly, there's things on the schedule that I want to go to that you don't want to go to. Namely Percy Jackson.
Yeah,
kidding.
That's still yellow, as in not confirmed that we're gonna go to it. But yeah, it's weird. We like Thursday. We don't have a lot of stuff that we're like locked in to go to. So and no pre-organized interview opportunities at this point. So I think Thursday is really going to be just a lot of content creation. Go to some activations. Go check out stuff.
Old Spice Superman panel or activation. Can't wait for that.
Alien Earth activation.
Yeah. And by the way, Travis, I specifically picked the nighttime Alien Earth activation because I want the nighttime Alien Earth activation. Toxic Avenger is in Hall H that evening.
Bro, it's 4:30. It's still gonna be like super sunny.
Yeah, but that is they have two different windows of time. One is just the regular activation, and then at like 4:00 they start the red alert activation, which is a different version of it.
It's gonna scare me, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna soil myself.
But the next morning I'm gonna be scared when we go to the Phineas and Ferb panel.
If we can, we may have to get into that just so that we can secure our seats for the Rick and Morty panel.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah. So the Rick and Morty panel is at 1:00. Phineas and Ferb is at 11. We're not confirmed for the press passes or RSVP for the Rick and Morty panel, so we may be doing some hopscotching, trying to stay up front, and hopefully we'll see some folks that some familiar faces there that will also recognize us. Not banking on that, but they might be like, "Hey, Brandon and Travis." We know you fuckers. Get over here. We love you. We're best friends. That's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right. Well, all of that to say, skip ahead over this part if you want to actually hear us talk about the Rick and Morty episode. But please follow along. Let us know if there's anything you want to see, you want us to check out on your behalf at San Diego Comic-Con. Happy to do that because we are gonna have a little bit of flexibility in some of our schedule. But yeah, excited to bring you news from everything San Diego Comic-Con related. Make sure you're following Apathetic Enthusiasm if you do want that coverage, because it's gonna come across both channels. YouTube is gonna have all of it probably, but for audio only, a lot of this stuff falls more into the Apathetic Enthusiasm realm of things, and it isn't necessarily Rick and Morty specific. So if you're following that podcast, you will get all of the content over the next couple of days.
Yep.
Or weeks.
And kind of a reminder, I mentioned this last week towards the end of the episode, if you guys make it to the end of the episode, but got a bunch of stuff from Scary Terry folds. And so if you are at San Diego next week at any point in time, keep an eye out for us. And if you come and find us and hit us up, I will give you some swag. Oh yeah. So exciting.
So much swag. All right. We do have one last little bit that we like to cover in semi-pertinent news. That is, as Brandon's attracted to the show.
Is it Dan Harmon's social media minute?
It's not. It's the Dan Harmon social media minute, and it's the minute where I talk about Dan. Okay. So as Brandon fixes himself,
the camera keeps falling off my monitor. I'm like, okay. And it falls into my
I was scoping out a couple of Dan's social media accounts this week. No discussion about his panel next week. He hasn't talked about it yet on socials. But he did have an issue with his laptop that he was covering over on Blue Sky. This looks like it happened just yesterday. But his laptop was making noise, so he tried to clean one of the fans inside his gaming laptop using a compressor's air gun, and instantly blew 95 of its 100 tiny blades off as if they were dandelion seeds. Ask me anything. There are a couple of pictures of just countless fan blades sitting on a desk with his fan pretty much obliterated. Follow-up post 1 hour later, I removed the destroyed fan and the laptop still runs. Do I just go back to playing until I smell smoke? Are laptop fans like human kidneys? So good luck with that, Dan.
Don't do it, Dan. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
You can afford a new laptop fan.
Maybe back up your save files to the cloud.
Yeah.
Get an intern to bring you a new laptop.
I have to ask, and you know this, Travis, because you talk to Dan Harmon all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Did he blow the compressed air against the backside of the fans? Like, because fans are meant to go a certain way. Yeah. So if he sprayed them the wrong way, I don't know. I don't know. You tell me.
He didn't bring that up in the post, but I don't know. But it's a small laptop fan, and they're very small, frail little parts. And he used not a can of compressed air, not one that I conveniently have just off camera here.
That's what I was going to ask did he use like the same kind of thing that you use to like, blow air into your tire?
I think so. He said an air compressor. So, and we know from the past that Dan has a whole workshop and lots of things. So yeah, I think it was a little too powerful. I know it was because it destroyed his fan.
When I worked in maintenance a long time ago, they said don't play with the compressed air. Don't like shoot it at people because it can actually like shoot like microscopic particles and stuff into your skin and embed it in there, and you can get infections and stuff like that.
That sounds awful. And and also is the first time I've ever heard that. It may have just been a scare tactic. It could have been real. I don't know.
Well, I heard it at the same time. I learned about Freddy Fod, foreign object damage, and it's just like it's this little person. It's like a video from like the 70s, and his name was Freddy Fod, and his point was just like destroy your aircraft. He's like, I'm gonna throw stuff in. I want to throw a wrench into your engine. Ready, pod.
I don't know why I'm just picturing the Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park as just like I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah. All right.
but don't leave debris on airfields. All right, that's it for the Dan Harmon social media minute. If you want to follow Dan Harmon on the socials, you can. He's at danharmon.bsky.social on Blue Sky. So, all right, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Nothing else to talk. Oh, we do have one more segment. So when we come back, we'll be talking about season 8, episode 9. Stick around. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you for listening to those messages. If you had some, if you didn't, thanks for sticking around for 10 seconds. All right, it is now time for us to discuss a Rick and Morty episode in a segment we like to call The Main Thing.
Let the main thing drive you crazy. Crazy. Drive crazy.
Sound good.
Let the thing drive you crazy.
Whiskey and ice.
Whiskey and ice. Yeah, that's right. So we're only 2 episodes left. This is being one of them, and then we have the finale next week. But this is season 8, episode 9, Morty Daddy, aired 7/20/2025. We're actually recording this before the episode airs because hey, we get
Shocking. You peeled back the curtain, Brandon.
Oh no. Yeah,
we're like precogs.
Oh shit, yeah. Look at you, and you're in the.
I even have the hair. I should have worn a slimming bodysuit.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. It was written by Beth Sterling, directed by Eugene Huang. Guest stars Charlie Day and Eliza Coupe.
That's right.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Bronopsis on this. Where'd you find this?
I got it from the screener.
Oh, the one place I didn't check.
Yeah.
Summer and Rick dine out, bruh. Fancy restaurant stuff. Morty reconnects with somebody from his past.
And our synopsis. Do you hear that? No sirens, no clickety click of little spiders. It's because right now the precogs aren't cooking a thing.
It's fantastic. Okay. All right. Before we get into this episode,
yeah.
Can you share with our audience? And I'm sure you've done this on Apathetic Enthusiasm, but I don't know that it's ever come up on Interdimensional IRSS. Your annual tradition when it comes to Minority Report.
Yeah. So every 4th of July, my younger brother and I, we watch Minority Report. And it started almost a decade ago where we'd go camping in New Mexico at the family ranch, and my grandpa in his camper only had one DVD, and it was Minority Report. So we watched it that year. And then the next year we're like, oh, we should watch that again. That'd be funny. And we did. And then it just kept up. And so I was in Florida, he's in California. We would Zoom each other and then sync up the DreamWorks logo to make sure that we can watch the movie at the exact same time. And so it's just been a thing. Chelsea and I, this last summer, just a month ago, we were in New Mexico. We watched it on my laptop, me and my brother and a couple of my other family members.
Was the DVD gone? Was it not there?
No, now you get internet where we are.
Oh, okay.
So I streamed it. I streamed it online. I purchased it on Amazon, and then we watched it. And then Chelsea and I, we recorded our Real Relationships episode for it. And yeah, I love Minority Report. I've seen that movie so many damn times. Yeah. So in the cold open, when they talk about the precog restaurant, I was like, oh, look at that. Here we go. This is gonna be fun.
So you came in with high hopes. Your expectations were already high.
Very, very, very high hopes. Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
good.
for anybody who doesn't know, my the synopsis that we wrote is basically referencing Max von Sydow's character at the end of the movie when he shoots shoots another guy. He's like, "Yeah, you see that? You can't hear anything. The clickety click of little spiders. It's because the precogs can't hear a thing." And then he shoots Danny Whitwer.
That's right.
Anyways,
That's right. It is a great movie. If you haven't seen Minority Report, this is our official recommendation to go watch it. I haven't watched it in quite a while, but I remember liking it quite a bit growing up as well. But
yeah.
yeah. So in this episode, we have ourselves an A and a B plot that is
Yep.
set up pretty mechanically in the cold open. But yeah, so our two big themes, a precog. Oh, what am I missing?
Well, missing the title reference. I want to talk about the
Oh.
title reference.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
You came up with a better guess than I did
Yeah,
because I didn't have anything.
Morty Daddy is the name of the episode. Chelsea and I and Dexter were like, "What is that referencing to?" The only thing we can think of is Big Daddy.
Yeah, I
The
guess.
Adam Sandler movie. I guess I'm not sure. But then Chelsea's like, it's heavily Minority Report related. Maybe a better title would have been something having to do with Minority Report. And then we were workshopping it back and forth, and then we decided My Morty Report would have been a better title for this episode.
That one's free, guys.
It's free.
We're gonna start charging you for these. Man, that's solid. That's solid. Maybe they were really focused on the Morty Jr. plot line in the naming scheme, and looked at the Minority Report as sort of the B plot, the secondary to the other. Though, yeah, no, I like your title better, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
All right, now get into the theme.
All
Travis.
right, themes. I mean, there's not a lot here. Obviously, the precog restaurant, as we've talked about Minority Report already, pretty on the nose of an adventure where precogs work in a restaurant, and they use their powers, their future knowledge, to kind of manipulate Rick and get what they want.
Yep.
Yeah. There it is.
There it is. As far as the precogs,
Is there a deeper theme to that plot line?
No. I think that's pretty clearly the B plot there, because it doesn't need a deeper theme. It's just early on they're talking about like the 12 steps ahead, predestination kind of thing, right? And they just kind of gloss over a lot of that.
Yeah.
If you watch this episode multiple times, knowing how the episode ends with the precogs, then like at the beginning that it's like basically like they put all of these things into action so that they could have a food truck in Rick's garbage land.
Hot cogs.
Yeah.
All right. So then our main plot really focuses on like parenting, parenthood, the idea of like restoring connections with estranged parents, estranged kids. Relationships are messy, and familial relationships are no exception. So as Beth says very early in the episode, it's okay to hate your kids, Morty. Which is a weird take. I don't know that I fully agree with it, but that's Beth's opinion. But yeah, so this episode is about Morty Jr., returning character from season 1. And kind of the adventure that Morty goes on with Morty Jr. because he thinks his geriatric son from another alien species is dying.
What do you, putting aside all of the sci-fi shenanigans and the relationship between Morty and his son, As far as like the crazy, he's an alien and he's older than Morty now.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that theme? The theme of parenthood and restoring those connections with your parents.
Um, I mean, I think it's a heavy topic to discuss. I think that they deal with it in a very Rick and Morty sort of way, right? Like having them go on an adventure together in a trash dimension. I wouldn't have seen that coming necessarily. But like I think it's an interesting way to reintroduce Morty Jr., check back in with that character, have the storyline be kind of fresh and have a new perspective on it, and then also um, by the end of the episode show who those characters really are and what their real motivations are. Um, but yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that even though Morty's son wrote a book about what a terrible dad he is, when he assumes his son is dying, he still goes to him and still tries to sort of like make his life what he wants it to be in the end, even if it ends up screwing him over, by the end of the episode. I don't know. What was your take?
I I'm trying to work my way through my thoughts on it. I think it's interesting because I think as parents we just assume we are going to fuck up our kids in some way, shape, or form. Like even minorly, like our parents did this to us, we're not going to do that to our kids. But now we're doing something different to our kids, and they're gonna learn a different lesson than we learned from our parents. Same as our parents learned from their parents a different lesson. That like my mom, for example, she I love my grandma, but my grandma was like a partier and she wasn't super involved, and she was like, "Yeah, come on, Mary, let's go, let's party with your friends." To where my mom then grew up and was like, "I don't want to be that. Like I want to be involved. I want to protect my kids." And then she got super protective and then was like, "No, I'm not going to let anybody bully my kids or party. Like I'm going to raise them right." And now I'm like, "That's good. Grandma's not good, but Dexter, we are going to make sure that we're doing things on the straight and narrow." But he might be like, "But now you've gone too far a different way, and now you joke too much, right?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Parent kids just raising kids and traumatizing, and um, you know, uh, so when Morty is starting to interact with Morty Jr. and he's like, he loves him. Uh, Morty Jr. grew up way too fast and took a bunch of those lessons on a rapid pace. Um, but then they start kind of relating to each other, like
Yeah.
when they finally get to Morty Jr.'s mom's grave, and they're talking about what slamming women. What is it?
Yeah. They were like ranking women that they'd been with or
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah.
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 And I think that's like I think about like my dad, like me hanging out with my dad now is far different because now we're like I'm at the age now that he was when I was a kid, and like it starts to relate. It starts to relate a little
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was uh, watching this episode and then rewatching it. The first, excuse me, fat tire is keeps trying to get me to do Rick impressions.
bit. Keeping up.
Uh, yeah, the first time I watched it, I got to be honest, I was a little underwhelmed by this episode. A lot of just standout, really great episodes I feel like in this season. Um, I didn't think this episode was bad by any means. I thought it was just like good. So uh upon rewatching it, I kind of dug into some of I think the precog stuff that was happening maybe just kind of lost me for a minute, like the layers of manipulation between the precogs and Rick and things like that. I didn't fully appreciate it maybe the first time I was watching it. But yeah, I mean, like, in my ranking of this season, not to get ahead of us for like 2-3 weeks from now, I don't know if this is in my top 5. I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think of there are a couple of episodes that conceptually, pop culture referencey. I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited for it. And then those episodes are kind of like ho hum. Like this one, I like it, right? I love Minority Report. I like all that beat story aspect of the Minority Report stuff. Um, but also I don't know if it's because I'm setting my expectations higher, but it didn't land as well as I wanted it to. I think about
Yeah.
like the Cenobite episode, like making fun of the pain and like pain is good, but no, I feel good. So why do I like this? I shouldn't like this. That was another one. I was like, yeah, woo, Cenobites, Hellraiser. Let's get it on. Then I was kind of like, man, I wish I had liked it more.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It felt a little bit on rails for me, maybe. Even just getting into like the cold open, once again around the breakfast table, because the Smiths love having breakfast together.
Yeah.
But it really was just like set up plot A, set up plot B, vibrator joke.
Hoppa.
Go into the title sequence. But yeah, I don't know.
One of the things I kind of wish that the A plot and the B plot kind of tied together thematically a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe like on the nose, but you know, a closer tie thematically, because like as far as like precognition, right? Like I was talking about who was I was talking to somebody recently about when we were growing up, our parents are like, I know you're going to do this because we did this when you were a kid, or when we were kids, and our parents told us you're going to do this, and we didn't listen to them. And then, Travis, you and I, we were kids. We're like, yeah, okay, yeah. You don't know me, mom and dad. You don't know me. I'll make my own choices. And then we made the same choices that our parents, well, maybe not the same choices, but like we made some similar mistakes. And now we are parents, and we're telling our kids, I know what's going to happen. You are going to do things that I'm going to tell you not to do, but you're going to do them anyways because you think that I hadn't been there before. And in a certain sense, that is precognition, right? Like
Yeah.
we know what's going to happen because we've been there. We've seen it happen over and over again.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit more like statistical odds versus precognition, but it's still having a good sense of what behaviors might be or something, because but on the flip side, and more onto the parenting theme, I realized just how different each of my 3 kids are from me, from my wife, and from each other, right? Like all like raised in the same house, same parents, but very different goals, very different interests, and very different responses to different situations. And so I think like that's a situation where, and I think the dynamic is really funny with Morty and Morty Jr. with Morty Jr. like out aging Morty like really rapidly. Because for Morty to have like an older person, an older character as a son, Morty's still 14, right? And so he's like, yeah, no, I made mistakes, and like trying to like repent for his parenting failures, but like he's a kid, like he's still young. And I mean, really, like you said, kids raising kids, like it's all our first time living, so we're all figuring it out as we go. But yeah, it's just funny to me how Morty tries to kind of like repair or correct what went wrong between him and Morty Jr. when he's just like a teenage kid who's really interested in fantasy novels or things like that.
Yeah. All right. Let's go into some of our favorite bits.
Favorite bits.
We
That's
kind
right.
of talked about our breakfast choice here a minute ago, but I like the line they're eating pancakes again. It's like, why are we always eating pancakes? Is someone requesting pancakes?
I have a theory about this. I think at some point, like, it was easier to draw pancakes. Like, that's an easier thing to draw at breakfast. Or the bowls of cereal. Like, we see a lot of cereal eating at that table.
Yeah.
And maybe then that just became like, yeah, they'll just keep having them have pancakes. And then this is the writers kind of just shining a light on that, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe.
When you have to write cold opens and they're like, look, I don't want to waste time drawing a different food group. We already have the assets available to us for pancakes and cereal. Let's just use them again.
You think they're reusing breakfast foods in this, Brandon?
I mean, I don't know.
You think that little of the animation and the animators that they're not coming up with fresh discs of cake that are perfect consistency?
I do think they want to come up with new foods, and that's why we had a whole precog restaurant. Like, they wanted to show a bunch of different foods. So no, I don't think less of the animators. I think they wanted to do something great, and they did something great with the restaurant.
To be fair, it's a great opening gag. It cracks me up, especially for longtime fans of the show. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Also in the cold open is what I call the vibrations rule of thirds or rule of threes. Starting with Morty's phone vibrating, getting the phone call about Morty Jr., then the table reservation buzzer, which I love that Rick just has that like in his pocket. That like how long has he had that? They don't really establish how long they've been waiting, but the fact that it works across space is fantastic. And then the other vibrator, our vibrator, as Jerry is clear to.
What, you want me to pull it out right now? And as everyone says no, Morty's eyes have like the extra lines underneath them where he's distressed that his dad might pull out a vibrator. I like that little extra detail. The rule of threes, right? It's not always funny until you do it the third time. So think about like some of your favorite comedy things, right? You start with two normal ones and then add a third absurd one. So like in like some sci-fi movies, they'll do it. They'll be like, you remember the president? You know, it's like 2037, right? They're like, you remember presidents? Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and Zebzar Zagablar.
Yeah, you need three. You need three.
All right. Anyways,
that's right.
It is okay to hate your kids. I don't hate my kid, but
I hate my kid.
No, I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying that's what Beth says.
Beth thinks it's okay to hate your kids. You know, Beth isn't perfect.
It's okay to hate your parents, I think, more so.
Okay. Moving on. Next is... Oh, okay. A reappearance of Downbeat.
Yeah.
But this time it's Downbeat the game, the show. That's right. Your favorite home board game is now a popular game show used to transition into another scene.
Yeah. That's like some famous game shows that are based off of board games. Like Joker's Wild.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Hollywood Squares.
Is that tic-tac-toe?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've seen people play like Uno or something on I don't know. Maybe.
No,
Monopoly?
that's a thing. They're gonna put that in Vegas. Uno.
I've heard. Like my kids' generation is gonna go to Vegas, and instead of playing poker and blackjack, They're gonna play Uno
And Elden Ring.
and and Elden Ring. Yeah, they're gonna play Fortnite in casinos, and yeah. Anyway, Morty goes in and has a conversation with Morty Jr. in the hospital. Again, assuming that he's dying. But they start talking about some things, and Morty references a soft canceling of Morty Jr., which I don't think I caught the first time, but I thought was kind of funny the second time. It sounds like Morty Jr., he's lived a sordid life. He's got some skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, Heather Locklear. You know, who knows if there was consent there? But
It's a weird assumption to make, but okay.
well, yeah, I mean, it's soft. It's a soft canceling. Maybe it's more like of a PewDiePie thing.
Maybe it just wasn't explicit online. They didn't drag his name through the mud. Everybody's just like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't buy that guy's books anymore.
Like a James Gunn thing, right? Like or like way back when he was more like in the Trauma days, and then they fired him. Then Disney fired him. But now he's a successful DCU guy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. The restaurants. I love when restaurants have a big tank and then there's a precog swimming in it. And I do like the little part where Rick's like, yeah, it doesn't really match the aesthetic of the notification device we have.
Yeah, the buzzer thing. Yeah, it seems like a much nicer restaurant than one that would be like, all right, come back when this thing buzzes for your table. Yeah.
I cracked up when they're at the restaurant. Rick gets his tentacle thing, and then we're like, ooh, and Summer's like, ooh, maybe it's ribs. Ooh, space ribs.
Space ribs. Yeah.
And then it's avocado toast. Like I don't know why I cracked up
With black pepper.
with cracked black pepper. Yeah,
That's right. It's pretty normal.
I mean,
yeah.
avocado toast is pretty good. In defense,
You know what? It's a subtle gag that isn't actually like written, but is in the stage direction or something. Is the fact that when they go to reveal Summer's meal, she already has her phone out, like pointed at the plate to take a picture of it, and then she just kind of like quietly like lowers her phone.
oh, I didn't see that.
like yeah, this is definitely going on my Instagram. Oh, it's avocado toast. Yeah, and she's disappointed about it. There's also a line in there about Rick saying that she did the most like common thing there is, which is go to a restaurant that you saw online. Because I've done that a few times.
Don't call me out.
Yeah. And the rest of Los Angeles. All right. Where are we at? Okay.
Portal. It's trash.
Yeah. It doesn't sound better when I say it that way. The garbage portal. The final resting place of Morty Jr.'s mom. Yeah, this is kind of. I didn't see this coming. That there would be a garbage portal in Rick's garage that had an entire society with people that are monitoring the trash in there and looking for valuables and things like that. There were a lot of Easter eggs in the garbage portal. Did you catch all of these? Did you see these as you were watching?
No, I didn't. I was looking in the background for stuff throughout the episode, but that's when I stopped paying attention for some reason.
Yeah, it was hard to pay attention to what was going on and also look for these.
Yeah.
So I had to do it kind of in multiple viewings, but there were a couple times where I saw something and I was like, that's from an old episode. And I think the first thing that really stood out to me was the Mortio's spaghetti from the spaghetti episode where from the planet where people kill themselves to make delicious spaghetti. There is a can of Mortio's down in the trash planet. One of the first times when they fall through the trash into the pile, there is a plumbus in that pile. Later, there's a Boob World hat on one of the characters in their little society. A later pile has a butter robot in it. a little butter bot. Still waiting to see those in the real world. And then this, I don't know if I'm projecting, right? But all the little trash characters, one of the ones that's only on screen for like a second, when they're all getting blown up by the giant like tower, is it's a garbage creature that looks like the drawing board from Pee-wee's Playhouse. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he would do the like connect the dots, la 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 la. I don't remember what that character was called, but there's definitely a little alien robot trash creature that looks like it was made out of that. And I need somebody from the animation team to tell me if I'm crazy or if that's really it. But yeah.
Wasn't its name Dottie?
It might have been Dottie. I think it might have been. Yeah. Appreciate you looking that up for me while we talk.
I mean, Dottie from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but robot.
We'll come back to it. Or leave us a comment. You can do that. Let us know online. What's the name of that board? Brandon won't stop until
I'm not going to stop.
So we're gonna move on. Salvatron in the garbage world trying to kill Morty and Morty Jr. Obviously, voiced by Charlie Day, is a cool character. Searching for things of value, but not wanting to deal with Rick when he finds things of value. So then he just kills them, or attempts to. Jumping back over to the B plot and the precog restaurant. Rick is pretty sold on the restaurant. He loved his meal, even though Summer is getting really pissed. And Rick mentions how do we do dessert? Do I have to tell them I want lava cake, or do I just like think it at them? Summer gets really pissed and heads back to the kitchen. And as soon as she's in there, you can see kind of on the line of meals that are prepped, there's like a little lava like volcano cake already sitting up there. I thought that was a nice little touch that like Rick's lava cake was already made before he talked about it back there. I thought that was good.
Yeah, I liked when Summer threw the pan at one of the precogs. She's like, "What? You didn't see it? Well, you see that coming?" And then you hear the sirens. Like,
I even kind of teed it up a little bit.
The precogs setting Summer up to hang out with Rick. I liked all that little thing. I kind of mentioned earlier about like references that did not land as well as I wanted them to. It reminded me of like the Quado, like open your mind type of thing. The precogs had a similar open your mind type of thing where they would they repeat the same things over and over again, and it was like, oh, I'm not as effective as I want it to be.
It is also interesting that like the precogs in the movie were always in this like pool of fluid.
Yeah.
And that in the restaurant they're in like a pool of fluid. They're in the giant tank. Yep. But then when they go to hang out, they're like in a swimming pool. Like they're always in pools. They're always
What I like about the precog at the pool is the one that is the entire time carving up that
giant eclair.
Yeah, giant eclair. She's spending so much time on that giant eclair the entire that entire scene. I love that.
Yeah. I like that. I like the secret handshake that they didn't rehearse or practice. That the precog. We didn't work on this in advance, and it's just a perfect handshake. Rick saying, "Don't come in, Summer. I need a dry person to hand me stuff." And then the immediate payoff at the end of the scene when she has to go get the Jello shots for them.
Which is true. If you always need somebody who's dry if you're in the pool all day.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. Bouncing back over to the Garbage Portal, the Enchanted Goblin stage show that was put on by the Trash People. This was based on a book series that Morty Jr. wrote. that happens to be in the garbage portal. They reference it saying it's like their Bible down here. I didn't pick up on that the first time. That like, yeah, if it's in the garbage world, Morty threw it away, right? Like, and it's probably down there for a while. Yeah.
It's like the box set I got you, or whatever that.
We have a complicated relationship, says Morty immediately after that.
Morty Jr. not actually dying. You inferred.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was dying. You inferred.
You kind of inferred that. I thought that reveal was pretty good. The fact that he kind of just like set all of this up to get more content for his book because he's in a lot of debt and needs he needs to write a new book.
Real quick aside on the book stuff. I love that Jerry, going back to like the very cold open of the episode, Jerry has taken on the lore of being a good writer and commenting on everybody else not being a good writer. I love that like multiple times this season they've referenced Jurassic Mort with Jerry being a writer.
He writes one book and now he's an author and he speaks about other authors like we as authors. Which I think
right.
Yeah. I like also when he shows the book that there's like sticky notes and like he's annotated throughout the book. He's spent a lot of time with that publication, I think.
Visual gag.
Morty talking about Morty Jr.'s mom, the sex robot, saying she was the finest I ever had. Top 3, I mean top 5 at least. And that starts that conversation that we've talked about. But then when the trash monster gets them saying, "Yeah, you're terrible. That conversation you had about women was awful," and Morty Jr. saying, "Ranking women was just trash planet talk." Like instead of locker room talk, that's just how people talk on trash planets.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go into that.
Yeah.
Another scene I'm so happy that they included. Part of the precog car chase was the very reminiscent scene of Minority Report where the cars are going down the road, but they're going down sideways, and then Rick is like jumping from car to car, trying to go after him.
Yeah, like a vertical road where the cars are sideways. I have not watched Minority Report every year on the 4th of July, so I didn't realize that was a direct nod to Minority Report until I think the second time I watched it. Then I was like, oh yeah, these. Because it didn't make sense. Like, is this just the Minority Report planet that they're on? That like that's why there's a precog restaurant or whatever. And so, that reference, I don't know. Like, maybe that movie's not as popular as I thought it was. Like, maybe it is. I don't know. Let us know if you got all those jokes.
Let us know if I should stop watching that movie every 4th of July.
Certainly not. But the fact that car chase, one, I don't know how they got. Well, I do, I guess, because like I was like, how did they get drugged by Summer if they can see the future? But then it turns out they wanted that to happen because they got to Rick to get to Summer so that she would steal the van, go on a crazy car chase throughout the planet, and somehow turn it into, inadvertently, a food truck.
The trick is, Travis, is not to think about it too hard. Because if you watch Minority Report, you're like, wait, Lamar Burgess was framing John Anderton the entire time throughout the whole movie. How did he put that into play to where John Anderton is going to kill somebody that he's never met before? And then like you start going through it, I don't know. So just know this. The avocado toast was the precog's way of getting Summer to get them all the way to the food truck.
Yeah, and is their end goal Garbage Planet? or
I
or
mean,
not?
it must be, it must be part of their end goal, right? Because they would have seen it coming. They would have
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah. All right. I like closing the loop that Morty was reading the Enchanted Goblin series, that he actually references it, talks about being the target like demographic for it, which is a nice little moment for their relationship, I think.
Yeah.
Before it all falls apart.
There's a lot of Goonies slander.
A lot of Goonies slander. Rick really hates the Goonies.
I saw that in the theaters for the 40th anniversary, and that might have been the first time that I've watched the movie ever without falling asleep. I take that back. I did fall asleep for like a minute when I watched Goonies in the theater, because usually I'm drunk when I watch it. And I'm like, I guess I could see how this is a fun movie for kids of that era.
Yeah, of
I don't
that
know.
era.
What do you feel about Goonies? Are you a Goonies fan?
I have watched it without falling asleep, I think, once.
Okay, once. Okay, I thought you were saying.
I did not grow up watching the Goonies. I didn't watch it as a kid.
Yeah.
Even though it's like smack dab in what I should have been watching as a kid. I didn't. It may have predated me a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I just never like I'm sure I saw clips of it. I remember notable characters and references, but it wasn't until I was much older that I was like, I should really just sit down and watch this whole movie, because I don't feel like I've watched it in its entirety.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that is a movie I probably would have liked 25 years ago. So
Yeah, Goonies is all right. Speaking of it's all right, the cut to Morty Jr.'s new book with a goofy looking Morty and a not animation but an illustration. I like that.
Did that strike you as being a reference to anything, the way that transition happened? Because I couldn't think of anything when I was watching it.
No, no, it did. I feel like it should have, but it probably an eagle-eyed viewer, a listener out there can let us know. I feel it's reminiscent of something. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. I wasn't able to think of it. So yeah, if you know, definitely let us know in the comments or send us a message. But yeah, no, and then yeah, it's sort of tying the whole, episode together. When they're sitting on the mountaintop, the portal opens up, and through it falls the food truck into the garbage portal. One of my best parts of the episode, because it kind of tied everything together, and immediately you have this moment where like Morty's kind of settling into the idea that they're stuck there in the garbage portal, and then takes off. Like he's like, nope, I got to get out of here. Like I can't be here anymore.
You have this in there about the Devil's Advocate bot, which is it seems very it seems like a very Futurama-esque joke, actually.
I can see that, yeah.
But Ryan Ridley reprising a role that he never played before, so it's not reprising, but
returning yet again to another episode.
And the post-credit scene, him asking, they give him hot onions on his hot dog.
It looks like a Chicago-style dog.
If I may, I would never ask for onions on my hot dog.
Yeah.
And then they're like, but you want this. He's like, well, if I may.
Yeah, and then they're like, you're going to die of like an embolism or something when you're 42. He's like, if I may. Like, and walks away. Yeah. Good stuff. Overall, yeah, it was a decent episode. But again, probably not. I think just in a season that's had a lot of episodes that I really enjoyed, this one was just good. Like it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, it was a solid episode. One I enjoyed. One I would, if I saw it late night on Adult Swim, I would watch it again.
Sure.
I wouldn't skip right past it. There are a few episodes I would skip right past. This isn't one of them. So, but yeah, like what you said earlier, right? Like so many good episodes this season that some episodes get pushed down with the level of quality of the other one. So like this one
Yeah.
gets pushed down by the very nature of some of the other better episodes. So
That's right. All right. Well, but those are our thoughts on this episode. Let us know what you think. Did you enjoy this episode? Are you a fan? We're excited for the live reaction later tonight so we can see what fans think about it. Unfortunately, that means we don't have a whole lot of fan reaction because we are not precogs, despite what the cold open says. Any other listener suggestions or short outs that you're tracking from throughout the week, Brandon?
There may be, but I didn't get any. I caught up last week, and then
Sure
this I didn't do any.
Classic
Classic Brandon.
Brandon.
But
A quick scan of the email here tells me we really need to update our WordPress.
oh yeah, no, I updated that during the first half of the episode.
Good. Yeah. That's about it. Nothing too crazy. So, yeah, let us know your thoughts. We've had like 28 calls to action in this episode alone. So let us know. Oh, that dang bug's back. All right. So, should vacuum in here or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you should. Well, start throwing away your banana peels and apple cores.
I don't
and
even
don't put
keep
on
food
fruit
trash
fly.
in here. It's weird. All right. That's a fitting episode to this or end to this episode. Super excited for next week. Scheduling for our finale episode unknown. We may have to figure it out if we get a screener for it. If we see it early at Comic-Con, we may do an in-person episode. So it may sound a little bit different, but stick around, stay tuned for that. Make sure that you're subscribed and following all of our socials so that you know if we have to adjust. But yeah, excited for next week, and then excited for postseason to kind of look back at the season as a whole and discuss what's to come. So yeah, that's it. What do you got, Brandon? Final words.
Final words are can't wait for San Diego. We're prepped and ready. I think
So ready. I should pack.
should my new backpack is in the mail right now. But yeah, we have one episode left. Looking forward to seeing that. What we see at Comic-Con, there is a Rick and Morty panel. There's also a live script read, which we'll be there for. So stay tuned for that. That should be fun. And yeah, the other thing is this is season 8. Season 8 is coming to a close. Everything that I'm being told from sources is basically, we're gonna be kind of annual now. They have the episodes written for season 10. Shows are being recorded, animated. I don't think we're gonna be at a place where we were with Rick and Morty seasons 1 through 7.
No. I think they've signed contracts through season 12, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, at least 4 more seasons, 4 more years. We're getting awful close to 100 years of Rick and Morty. But yeah, like it's I feel like the way things are running right now, it's pretty we're in a good rhythm, and yeah, I think it'll be the summer of Rick and Morty for years to come.
And I can't wait to share them with you, Travis, and you, Fair Unity. Please hit us up. Let us know if you have any questions, thoughts, or things you want us to cover. But until then, stay tuned to our socials for San Diego Comic-Con 2025. And until then, I am Brandon.
I'm Travis.
And you have reached Interdimensional RSS, the Unofficial Podcast. Reached us.
All right, bye, everybody.